So first, how disappointed are you to have lost your starting job to Elmer Fudd?
Pretty disappointed.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it was a very comical thing to put our depth chart out like that. So I'm disappointed, but I'll be behind him the whole way.
So my real question is, Tedder talked about the confidence of this team. Are you feeling that offensively, and like the preparation is the same as it's been the last 2 weeks, and you guys are just treating it like you have every other game so far?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a misconception when it's easy to, I guess, not have as much focus when there's a big team like Michigan coming up on your schedule. But for the first 2 weeks, we've had great focus. I say it every week. Each game that's the one coming is the championship game to me, and so each team, we've had great confidence, great focus each week, and that doesn't change for this week. Michigan's a great team. And we'll be ready to play, especially on the offensive side this week.
How far, even in your mind, will this go toward determining or answering the question how good this team is after kind of very impressive performances the first 2 weeks, but not completely answering the question?
I think each week when you go out and play Team X, whatever team it is that week, I think each week you need to go out there and prove, to yourself and to your teammates and to everyone that you're a good team. I think it's easy to be satisfied with 2 wins and then go out there and be like, oh, okay, it's time to slack off. But with this team, we're so focused, especially the 4 years I've been here, we haven't won a lot of games. And so we want to leave this program in a better state than we left it. And so each game we're treating with the utmost importance. And each week we want to go out there and prove ourselves and prove that we can play with anyone and beat anyone.
100,000 fans, different type of atmosphere. As an offensive player, what are the keys to, you think, having success in that type of environment?
Focus, locking in, and just being consistent. I think when you go into a, big environment like that, it's easy to lose focus and be in awe, of the spectacle of how big the place is. But I'm not worried about the offense. We've been practicing already twice this week, and we'll be ready for whatever big scene they have for us or anything like that.
Dovetailing onto that question, the heartbeat will probably, I would imagine, will be a little bit faster. With all due respect to your first 2 opponents, this is a different kind of challenge. How do you, as someone that's been around this game as long as you have and has had as much success, how do you help your guys slow down instead of speed up? Because that's what you have to do in an environment like this a little bit, doesn't it?
Not necessarily. Yes and no. I mean, we're kind of a fast-paced offense, and so we'll be trying to move up and down.
Talking about the heartbeat. I'm talking about the heartbeat.
Yeah, I think after the first play, we'll be all right. I think that being a team of competitors, we'll be jacked up for the game, and I mean, it hasn't been any different. Like you said, you believe that there's a different class and quality between the teams, and whether it's true or not, we've been treating each game the same. We'll be excited for Michigan. Obviously, when you play, a very predominant powerhouse team or whatever people want to label them as, we're excited to play. We want to play the best. We want to beat the best. And so I just think after that first play, once you get that one out of the way, everyone will be fine. It's always the same way. If you love the game and you're a competitor, you'll have those butterflies. And if you don't, in my mind, you don't really care. And it just becomes too normal for you. And so we'll be ready to play. And the heartbeat should be down after one play.
What have you seen from Michigan on film?
A defense. Cover one. Nothing. It's not like they reinvented the wheel or anything. They're just a great defense that what they run it very well. I think that's what kind of separates them from the first 2 teams that we've played in this season. So they've got some players over there too, which is fine. Like I said, being a competitor, you want to play against the best, and they're going to make some plays. It's the nature of the game, but we'll make some plays too. And our goal is to be consistent and make more plays than they make this week.
Who would you compare Jabril Peppers to?
As a player on our team, or just
as a player on your team?
probably Cheeto. He might be a little bigger. I don't know. I don't look at like his height and weight and all that. But just from looking at it on film, he's a very athletic player. Plays in a lot of different positions from what I've seen so far, and so they'll probably move him around. And I've seen him play safety, linebacker, but we're not going to focus too much on him. He's a great player. You can't take that away from him. But we've got some great players too on the perimeter that we look to have him make some plays this week.
If it comes down to a Hail Mary, how far can you throw it?
I know it's in reference to the other game. Hopefully it doesn't come down to Hail Mary. And if it does come down to Hail Mary, I'll get the ball in the end zone.
You've obviously seen the miracle at Michigan before. Just your thoughts on the play and what stands out to you about that play.
It was a great play to win the game, and we've heard about it a lot being here. Not this week because we're focused on ourselves and focused on just playing them play for play, and hopefully it doesn't come down to Hail Mary.
Cordell always said that they practice that weekly, and it never really came off in practice as well as it did in that game. Do you guys practice Hail Marys?
We do, yeah, and not specifically for this game, but we practice. You name a situation, we've probably practiced it. We practice situational stuff every week for almost every situation you could possibly think of. If something happened in a game last week, for instance, we'll probably practice that situation just in case we get stuck in it for whatever reason.
How much are you guys thirsting to create your own moment? It's interesting listening to you guys, and the inevitable question comes up about that game 22 years ago. Is it almost like that's great and it's fine, it's part of CU history and we celebrate that, but we desperately want to create our own moment? How much is that fueling you guys at this point?
I don't know. I don't know if we really think about it, to be honest. I'm not taking any disrespect. It was a great play 22 years ago, but we're mainly focused on ourselves and trying to turn a program around because especially when you struggle so much through the first 3 years that I've been here, we just want to be really consistent and win a lot of games this year. I think that's our main goal, and I don't think we're looking for a moment, but moments, in the season because like I said, we're trying to treat every game like a championship game, and I just want to win every game. Every game that's left, I don't care who we play, I don't care who we line up against. Like I want to win that game, and that's all we're focusing on right now as a team.
Sefo, with the changes you guys made offensively during the offseason, how important has it been for you guys to have some success the first two games to really build up the confidence of the guys? Just know you guys can run this offense.
It's a good question. I think that the biggest thing is that in the first 2 weeks, the plays that we had we repped them over and over and over again, and we're doing the same thing this week. And if anything, the first 2 weeks have showed us the potential that we have, and we've made mistakes in the first 2 weeks, but that's bound to happen, and we've learned from those mistakes, and it's just built our confidence. We've seen what we can accomplish, what we can do as offense, both in the running and the passing game, and we want to build off of that and continue to do that. Even if you play a great team, great defense like Michigan, the goal doesn't change. We have a certain set goal for goals for each week that we want to accomplish, and we want to go out there and basically be the same every week, and if we can, do better than the week before. And so that's our goal going in this week. I don't really care who lines up against us and what defensive scheme they have. We want to go out there and we want to execute, and we want to score points, score touchdowns.
Given your injury and your uncertainty in the offseason, did a switch flip where you said, I know I'm 100% now? And how are you now?
I'm on top of the world right now. It's just great to be back and playing. I think that with the injury that I had, it was never a certain thing that I was going to be back and playing, and so ultimately it's a blessing. And I'm thankful for everyone that helped me to get back, all the doctors and trainers, and so I'm just thankful to be back.
Any final questions? Thank you, Sefo.
Thanks, guys.